G'day, it's the autumn equinox a couple of days ago, so I'm doing a video update, and I'm down below the treehouse which collects some water into 2 barrels, and we're having another go at planting some trees and bushes along here. So there's one there, for example, and there's basically 2 rows. I've gone for trees, bushes and plants that hopefully the wallabies and kangaroos won't eat. So there's elderberry, there's some herbs, some flowering, kind of smelly herby type plants as well. And we've just got a row going on here, and they kind of protected a little bit with some sticks around them. And we planted them with biochar on the bottom, and we've mulched over the tops, so we'll see how that goes. So an update on the water situation. Well, we had a little bit of rain in December, below average, but then in January and February we had way above average, and so far year to date we've probably had about the same rain, 250 or 60 mils, which is actually the same as we had in the whole of 2019. And it did get saturated enough that we did get some water flowing up here into the top dam, and that kind of rain has caused everything to get growing and recovering. So you can see the grass has grown a lot, trees are growing quite a lot, plants are growing, and it's really encouraging to see how everything has bounced back so quickly in just nearly 3 months. Yeah, it's great. So in our little shade house, I've planted out quite a lot of the new plants that I had. Lots of elderberry, lots of pomegranate, a few other herbaceous small plants. And now we've also got some trays of seeds planted. And I'll go into the greenhouse. And we did quite a major cleanup. We haven't done a major cleanup for quite a while, so we cleaned out a lot of the old Madeira vine that was on the back right hand side here, and even the front beds still had some veggie from last season, but we cleaned most of it out. We left some areas that are still abundant. We have replanted, so there's all sorts of little seedlings there coming up. We planted some kangkong in the bath, and of course there's purslane and amaranth coming up, even a watermelon coming up, and this will be interplanted with veggies very soon. So an update on the putting the logs across this pond experiment. The pond did collect quite a lot of water, which we have used and put down into the other clay-based pond. So with the pumpkins and watermelon growing across, because of the drought, they had a very, very slow start for several months, and they've picked up a little bit since the rain, and we have a little bit of a success there with one quite nice looking watermelon coming. I've grown some plants where the plastic used to be and it was just clay underneath, so I'm quite happy how I've recovered that, got stuff growing into it. So here's the pond I said that we had put some of the water into. It collected some of its own water, but you can see the lushness that's come from these significant rains. I'll take you up to the terraces soon. So at the bottom of the old kitchen garden, again lushness everywhere, things growing nicely. And then over panning across to the terraces, you can see some chia here on the right. It's been quite very hot on the last couple of days, it's over 30, so struggling a little bit. I could really do some more rain later this week, might come. I've got a lot of amaranth, and there's a section of corn at the back. Otherwise there's kind of just grasses and green manures on some of the other terraces. At the top we've put the triangle at the top, we've mulched heavily with mulch. So we've been cleaning up the goat paddock, done a lot of mulching, and then used that to mulch around some of the nitrogen fixing trees at the top. And yeah, the goat paddock is nicely cleaned up. Hopefully now the grasses can grow back or grow a bit thicker and recover a bit. There's a good amount of pumpkins over here. There's some watermelons tucked in here as well. It's a little bit like a jungle. So I had a helper recently for 2 weeks. So she helped me do all the mulching, and we redid this little garden here, just with some more greens. You got tatsoi, you got some lettuce, you got some kale, some leeks for winter, silver beet, just our normal kind of polyculture stuff happening. Quick show of the ducks. Some pumpkins doing well over here. Just an overall view. So this was severely eroded in December, and then yeah, January, February had awesome rains, and now it's recovered. Not, I wouldn't say nearly, probably 70% recovered maybe. Still some erosion, some gaps between plants, but yeah, certainly recovered a lot. So yeah, the drought's kind of over for us in the short term because our water tanks are full. There's some water there in the dam, so we can keep that water for spring and have some and hope for a little bit more. So I think in the December update I showed you this little garden here by this little shed where I had done these small little dripper spirals connected to the local water source, and yeah, the corn's growing quite nicely, quite alright. A few other things planted there as well, and this is the kind of thing I want in the food forests. I want this everywhere in the food forests. Lovely polyculture happening. It's getting disturbed frequently by an echidna that seems to have found our garden and seems to love it. So we're getting lots of this digging up everywhere, and we'll probably see it 3 or 4 times a week. So hopefully you'll go back up to the forest or find a mate, and then maybe it'll have babies here. Don't know. We've only seen one at a time, so we're not sure if there's more than one or not. Possibly there is, and it's very cute.